Now to cover Chelsea again. Chelsea. Just signed Pedro Neto this evening as I was having dinner with the missus. Come back, kick back, relax, go on Twitter, and I see here we goes everywhere. And here we go has to be the most frustrating, cringiest piece of shit I have seen in a very, very long time. It is frustrating as hell to keep seeing here we goes everywhere. It's almost like Fabrizio Romano has made everyone brain dead to here we goes. As soon as there's a bit of information, oh, here we go. As soon as a player says I'm interested, oh, here we go. As soon as the club has we've put a bid in, oh, here we go. It's like fuck me, bro. Relax with the here we goes, man. Not everything is going to be needed for here we goes. Bloody hell. Unbelievable. Now, yes, they have signed Pedro Neto for some 50 odd, 60 million, whatever the fee is. Come out nowhere, out of left field. So they're building a squad together. A lot of young players, unproven talent. I know they've had their squad roasted for the better part of a whole preseason, if not last season as well. But with that new squad and the new manager from the championship and all that sort of stuff comes fans who are impatient, who still long for the days of the 2000s and 2010s under Roman Abramovich. Obviously, they're gone now. New ownership, new structure, new method to the madness. And fans are always going to be divided on their opinions. And then I saw a response this evening on Twitter. It was retweeted from a fella called SG, who basically had a response to Alex Goldberg, and I thought, okay, well, let me have a look and see what's this thing. And unbeknownst to me, this is Alex Goldberg. He's a big Chelsea fan, and he's on playback, which a lot of people are nowadays. So Chelsea fan, for what I can see here. And he basically had a bit of a rant, which I have to say, I've heard both of them. I'll play a little bit of his because he goes for 4.5 minutes. I don't want to play a whole 4.5 minutes, but just hear the first maybe minute or two, and then we'll cut to what SG has said in response, and then I'll give you my thoughts. But I'll just say I understand both people's frames of mind, shall we say. We have a toxic positive, some would say, and we have a toxic negative, as some would say as well. So
I'm kind of sick of it because, listen, it might not go well this season. It might not. But what the fuck does it help? What does it help to be so pissy and moany right now? What does it help? You know, I see all these comments about Maresca and so many people on Instagram like going at these players for preseason performances. And like, I've been far from perfect in my fandom. Trust me. But also, let's like live and learn from it, right? Like, I need to be better. I've said that many times. I need to be better. I could be more supportive. I could 1000% be more supportive. And I feel like many of the growing pains were.
I think the supporting thing could be very subjective. What is supporting to one person is not supporting to the other. One is, well, for what is supporting to someone is buying merchandise and scarves and etc. isn't really supportive to somebody else. So it could be a little bit subjective there, but okay, carry on.
Going through right now in preseason are very normal to be expected when you are literally chained. It's not just a manager to a manager, folks. It's a manager to a completely different system. This isn't Potter to Poch. This is not a transition of Potter to Poch systematically or anything of that nature. This is a complete different kettle of fish, completely different. And it should have growing pains. And what I like about Maresca, and I'm still on the fence about him, I have no idea if he'll actually work out, but what I like about him is he's using preseason the way someone should. Let's go learn it now. Let's have all the fans get all pissy and moany for us leaking goals because we are not going to baby it now. Because if we baby it now, then we won't learn it quick enough. Let's go make our mistakes now. Let's go play it. Let's not play some half-assed version of what I want to play. Let's go play what I want to play, right?
So I'll leave that a little bit there. So clearly you can see it's a bad freeze frame, but clearly you can see that he's saying, you know what, I'm not fussed if people want to complain about the mistakes and the defensive issues, etc., etc. And look, there is maybe a warranted response to all this as to why would you want to persist with this, because you don't want this to carry on into the season. Now, they may start the season next week against Man City and pull off a blinder and win 3-0. We don't know. We just don't know. Odds are unlikely, but we just don't know. They do have a friendly, I think, in 24 hour, 48 hours time. So we'll see what happens in that game there. But for Maresca, the squad, how he wants to play and things like that, yes, there's always going to be the issues. But then people have always said, well, Chelsea need to be patient. And yeah, you're asking for patience from the most impatient fan base. And I think many who were potch outs, win something now, etc., have changed their tune and said, okay, you know what? Clearly that's not working anymore. We can't go through that stage of our lives anymore. That's gone now. Where it used to be manager doesn't work. Oh, well, off you go. Bring a new one in. Bang, win something. Thank you very much. Oh, stop working. Okay, off you go. Bring a new one in. Bang, win something. Rinse, repeat, etc., etc. That's not what happens. What's happening anymore. There is a difference now. There's a different structure. New ownership. Obviously, everyone knows the Clear Lake stuff. A lot of people are not fans of Clear Lake. Some will support the club and not the owners. And yeah, that can be said for Liverpool as well. But I'm not talking about Liverpool here. So that's Alex Goldberg. So I get what he's saying. Let's fuck up. Let's do the mistakes now, because when the season starts, we don't want to be making these mistakes again. So let's get better now, get the teething out, so we can kick off and we can make things happen. And that very well may work out in Chelsea's favour. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But then there was this response here from SG, who was pretty stern, and he came at this from a very odd angle. So let's listen to what he had to say in response to this.
Yeah, this is a message for Alex Goldberg, who has told us all how to think and feel about Chelsea Football Club. Let me ask you a question, mate. Who the fuck are you to tell me or anybody from around the world how to think and feel about Chelsea Football Club? Who are you, Alex? I know who you are. You started with a few thousand followers, and back in the day when we were winning everything, you were slagging off the board, and people at the bridge noticed you and took the piss out of you. But still, you've grown this platform, you make money, you have a career off of Chelsea Football Club. I don't have a career off of Chelsea Football Club. Most fans don't. Most fans want to see the club succeed, want a connection with the club, a connection with the owner. We want to be happy. We want to be successful again. But instead, you're telling us how to think and feel, how to approach things, and you're giving life advice. Stay in your lane, keep making money off the club, shut the fuck up, and just let us have an opinion, even though we don't have thousands of followers, not that we want to, because we don't want to profit from the club, and let us be, and mind your own fucking business.
So straight off the bat, I think the one thing I noticed there was how he went at him, not so much for his footballing opinions per se, but more so for the position that he's in, saying he's profiting from the club, etc., etc. Now, one can argue if they are a top blue in this instance here, positive, all that good stuff, then there could be a connection to the club, in which case you're going to back the club in every instance. And if you're not to say bottom blue or whatever, that's not the term we're going for here, but the toxic negative, shall we say, or just a negative fan, you're always going to want more, expect more. And just because people are saying, well, it's okay, we're going to get better, it's like, no, this isn't good enough. We need to be good now. So there are extremes on both sides, like polar opposites. One wants the happy stuff all the time. The other one's the negative non-stop. They both want to succeed. They just do it in different ways. Now, Alex, from what I got from him, basically was bad freeze frame. I got to cut something else. Here we go. What I got from him was, look, this is the football. Okay, why are fans upset? These are going to be teething problems. Let's get this stuff out of the way now before the season starts, so we can do what we need to now. Get the mistakes. Okay, let's not do that. We're going to do something different. Oh, now it's working. Okay, cool. Tick off the list. Now we're going to keep going now. As opposed to what SG was saying, which is basically, don't tell me what to think. Don't tell me what to feel. I'll say whatever the fuck I want and go fuck yourself in a way. And I shut the fuck up, as it says at the end there. Strong words. I never heard of these two people beforehand, but as me being the commentary man, the Aussie Mandem, the man who apparently causes internet drama, but don't think that I do. I'm literally giving you opinion on two different takes I've heard from fans of the same club here, but okay, whatever. But I am the Aussie Mandem. Don't you forget that. Check the Twitter and the YouTube header as well. And that's what I'm getting here. So SG could have taken this from a different angle and could have said, okay, you know what? That's fine. If that's how you feel about the club, it's all whatever. I'm not happy with the situation now because we've seen this pattern repeat itself. We've seen things don't work out, things don't go right, and all of a sudden we're back to square one. Manager goes, and the whole project starts again, etc., etc. Coming at it from the aggressive standpoint that SG did, probably for me isn't really going to have me think in a positive manner. I'm probably going to think, well, hang on a second, this person's giving his thoughts and opinions, and he says what he wants to, how he thinks people should be supporting. If people agree with him, that's fine. And then SG's come and said, well, this is how I think we should be able to support, and you should not be able to tell us what to think and feel, which I don't think he is. I didn't hear him say, you should be believing this, you should be doing this. He basically said, we are in a preseason. Yes, I'm still a bit, how's it going on Maresca? But I want this club to succeed. I want the team to succeed. I want him to succeed. I want the players to succeed. So I'm going to back them, and hopefully we come good at the end of the season with something. Well, if that's going to happen, still, we don't know yet. Very early doors. A lot of people are banking on Maresca being sacked by Chelsea by the time Christmas comes along. So it could be an early stint for him. But again, everything is ifs, buts, and maybes. We shall see. There are no absolutes as it stands. So, yeah, two differing opinions. One saying let's back the team because, why not? We should all want to succeed. Another one saying, well, yes, we want to succeed as well, but not the way you're telling us to succeed. We should succeed, and how you're telling us to support the team. So shut the fuck up and leave us alone. And the whole talking about him making his money and stuff like that, that was just unnecessary. You could have not gone personally. You could have just attacked his arguments and say, look, the players need to be better. The squad isn't good enough, in my opinion, because we are doing these mistakes, and we need players to come in and still do things. And yes, Neto's come in there, and Omaridion possibly coming in there. Osman maybe is a potential player to come in as well. So there are still players to come into this already gigantic squad that's bloated, bigger than the fat man from Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. It's not at the level that it's going to pop and explode everywhere. And those who know what I'm talking about. So yeah, like I said, I understand two different points of view. I understand one wants the positives, wants we should be going forward and making this happen and making that happen, back to team and all this sort of stuff. And the other one's thinking, no, this is not how we should do it. Don't tell me how to support. How dare you? You should stay in your lane, make money off the club, shut up and let us support how we want to. It's like, well, you're both pretty much doing the same thing, just in different ways. Of course, this is what I say. I don't mind if people have disagreements. If one says, if they're the toxic positive or toxic negative, but as soon as they start being direct, abusive, taking the piss out of one another, attacking one's job or how they make money from the club and things like that, it gets personal. I think that for me is where, you got to draw the line in the sand. But hey, man, those are my thoughts. I'll link both these posts in the description down below if you want to check them out for yourselves. And hopefully that's perspective from a Liverpool fan. But you don't have to be a fan of any club to see this. I think every club has these. Every fan base has two different sets of fans who are positive and negative. Obviously, Arsenal have it, AFTV and things like that. And then you got your League Gunner types. So it's just a normal deal in football everywhere. You let me know your thoughts down below. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.